I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another movie review, and today we're talking about Wes Anderson's new movie, Isle of Dogs. This has got a huge cast from Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Harvey Keitel, and Jeff Goldblum this is the voice cast of this movie. It's a massive cast. All of them sort of regulars in Wes Anderson's work. I'm a massive fan of Wes Anderson. I really enjoy his movies. He's a very original and unique director. My favourites being definitely The Grand Budapest Hotel, which is probably my all-time favourite, and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Also, I have both of those on Blu-ray. There's definitely a few I want to pick up, definitely Moonrise Kingdom as well. But going into Isle of Dogs, I was definitely looking forward to this movie. This is the first movie of Wes Anderson's I've seen in the theatre. I was definitely looking forward to checking this movie out. Definitely a fan of his work overall. And overall, I enjoyed this movie, but I'm going to get into a few reasons why. So, obviously, I really enjoy Wes Anderson's style, specifically in these animated movies with his stop-motion animation, because obviously, over recent years, the animation genre has kind of developed to the point where it's more or less all computer animation, unless you're watching some Japanese animation. Most of it is your normal computer animation from Pixar and Disney. But now we're getting something that's interesting and different from Wes Anderson, who has always been a unique and interesting director, and with Fantastic Mr. Fox he did it, and now again with Isle of Dogs with this unique stop-motion style that kind of really lends itself to his unique sort of type of storytelling. And this sort of chapter sort of situation that he goes through in a lot of his movies, and I really enjoyed this movie a lot because of its style and the way that it's sort of linked with Wes Anderson's. But more specifically, I really enjoyed this movie on many levels. This movie is about Atari, who's this young boy from Megasaki City, who wants to find his lost dog Spots. It's kind of about this mayor Kobayashi, who is sending all of these dogs to this island called Trash Island because they're spreading a deadly infection of dog flu that they believe that could possibly, cross over the gene barrier and go into humankind and cause a massive, flu epidemic. So they send these dogs over to the Isle of Dogs, and Spots is the first dog to be sent there, and Atari, on his own, under his own steam, goes over to Trash Island to try and find Spots and bring him home. And that's kind of the overall story of this movie. And it's a very entertaining film. The dogs specifically that he meets on the island, all of the different dogs like Chief and Boss and all these people, the main dogs are voiced by Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum, and Chief, who is voiced by Bryan Cranston. All give really good performances in this movie as the dogs. I really enjoy their banter and the sort of gossip that goes along. Jeff Goldblum's character specifically is very funny in that situation. And Chief's arc is very important to this movie as well, and how he changes from the beginning until the end is very entertaining to see that. The boy Atari is entertaining in the movie. There is something that Wes Anderson does that you'll see at the beginning of the movie. He says, almost like a title card almost, that all of the characters in the movie will speak in their native language. So that means Atari speaks in Japanese, and Kobayashi, the mayor, speaks in Japanese. But the thing is with Atari is we don't get subtitles for him, we don't get any translation, so even though overall you can feel what he's feeling, you understand sort of the gist of what he's saying, you never really completely connect to him. And that's my main problem with this movie, I would say, is that because of the lack of understanding in language, you struggle to try and completely connect with him as a character. I kind of connect more with the dogs and Spot and Chief and all of those guys than I do with Atari, which is probably my main issue with this film, because Kobayashi, when he has his scenes, obviously he's the villain of the film, there's a translator because it's like a news broadcast, so there's an English translator who's voiced by Frances McDormand, funnily enough, so you understand everything that he's saying. The only scene where you understand Atari is near the end of the film when he also gets a translation, but you struggle to connect to Atari throughout the film, in my opinion, because of the lack of language, and, the language barrier. But I do enjoy his character, but I think that does sort of take a little bit of an edge off of his character. But the story overall is very entertaining, the adventure's entertaining, all of the different dogs are very funny and entertaining. Also, Nutmeg, played, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, has some of the funniest scenes in the movie, and her relationship with Chief, Bryan Cranston's dog, that's very entertaining. I really enjoy their interaction, and how specifically Chief changes throughout the movie. He's probably the most changed character. His arc is probably one of the most important arcs, and it definitely sort of mirrors with Atari's in a way. And I really enjoy that part of the film. This is definitely a very entertaining movie. This is a very fun, whimsical experience. This is definitely a unique Wes Anderson movie, and I definitely enjoy its originality. However, this probably isn't quite up there with the best of Wes Anderson. I'd say it's definitely a good movie. It's not quite up there with Fantastic Mr. Fox in terms of his stop-motion animations. It's entertaining. It's slightly disconnected from the main character because of the language barrier, and I'd say it isn't quite as funny and unique and doesn't quite have those details that Fantastic Mr. Fox has in order to make it really, really great. But I did enjoy Isle of Dogs, and I thought it was a very good film, and I am going to give it 8 out of 10. So there you go, there's my review of Isle of Dogs. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop the comments down in the section below. What's your favourite Wes Anderson film? Have you seen Isle of Dogs? If you have, let me know what you thought of it down in the comment section below. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.